Today we're diving into the incredible story of a mysterious, ancient visitor to our solar system. We're talking about the interstellar comet 3I/Atlas.
You know, when news about this thing first hit, the internet basically exploded with one question. Is this just a rock, or could it be something more? An alien spaceship, maybe? So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, let's get on the same page. 3I/Atlas is what scientists call an interstellar object. And that's just a fancy way of saying it's not from around here. It's a tourist in our cosmic neighborhood, just passing through on its way to somewhere else.
Right, so this whole thing kicked off in July of 2025, when astronomers first confirmed this visitor from the stars. And right away, they knew it was something special. Its characteristics were totally different from anything born and raised here in our solar system. I mean, just to get a sense of how rare this is, it's only the third one of these we've ever found. And get this, it was clocked at about 137,000 miles per hour. But the real dead giveaway was its orbit. It's on what's called a hyperbolic path, which means it's not tied to our sun's gravity. It's on a one-way trip, and eventually it's going to head right back out into the void. So that brings up a pretty big question, right? How in the world do you study an object that's just a tiny little speck of light millions and millions of miles away? Well, it takes some seriously clever science.
You can just feel the excitement from scientists like Bryce Bolin. For him and his team at the Gemini North Telescope in Hawaii, this wasn't just another night of looking at the stars. No way. This was a live event, a chance to study a messenger from a whole other star system as it happened.
On their screens, the comet just looked like a fuzzy blob kind of drifting along. But here's where the real magic happens. They can take the light from that blob and split it apart, which lets them read its chemical signature, kind of like a barcode. It tells them exactly what stuff is boiling off its surface. But before you can read that barcode, you have to do what they call a calibration dance. It's this super careful process to make sure the data is absolutely clean. They have to correct for a bunch of stuff like our atmosphere blurring the image, tiny flaws in the telescope itself, and they even have to digitally remove the sunlight that's just reflecting off the comet.
And as Bolin said, these images are so much more than just pretty pictures. They are packed with data. Every single pixel holds a clue that helps them unlock the comet's biggest secrets.
And all of that meticulous work? Well, it led them to the biggest secret of all, the comet's incredible, almost unbelievable age. This thing isn't just a comet, it's an ancient time capsule. What the data started to show was that this chunk of ice and rock is a genuine relic. We're talking about a piece of leftover debris from when another solar system was being built, a system that was probably around long before our own sun ever flickered into existence.
Just try to wrap your head around this for a second. Some models estimate that this thing could be as old as 14 billion years. That's almost as old as the universe itself.
To really put that into perspective, our entire solar system, the sun, the earth, everything, is only about 4.6 billion years old. So this object was already wandering through the cosmos for billions of years before our planet even started to form. It's a true ancient.
And its journey hasn't been a straight line. Imagine it just spiraling through the galaxy for eons, getting tugged by giant gas clouds and the Milky Way's spiral arms. It's been traveling for so long and its path is so chaotic that it's now literally impossible to trace it back to its home star. It has well and truly lost its return address.
So, with all that in mind, this ancient, mysterious traveler from parts unknown, we have to circle back to that big, tantalizing question. Could it be a spaceship? Let's follow the evidence.
Amid all the speculation online, NASA officials were about as direct as you can get. Their message to the public was simple, clear, and left no room for doubt.
And look, the science is really clear on this. Every single piece of data points to a natural origin. The gas coming off it, carbon dioxide and cyanogen, totally normal for a comet. Its path, perfectly predictable by the laws of gravity. And maybe most importantly, scientists have been listening for any technosignatures, and they've heard nothing. No radio signals, no weird emissions, zero evidence that it's anything but a very old, very well-traveled rock.
And this really gets to the heart of why scientists are so incredibly excited. Forget the alien stuff. The reality is actually way more profound. As astronomer John Tonry says, this is a physical sample from another solar system, delivered right to our cosmic doorstep. We get to study the building blocks of another world without ever having to leave home. How cool is that?
But hey, this isn't just a story for scientists in a lab. This is a rare cosmic event, and you can actually be a part of it. Here's how you can see 3I Atlas for yourself.
So, mark your calendar. The comet's going to make its closest pass by Earth on December 19th. Now, close in space terms is still, about 170 million miles away, so there's absolutely no threat. The good news is it'll be visible in our skies for months after that.
So you won't be able to just step outside and see it with your own eyes, unfortunately. But you don't need a giant observatory either. Anyone with a small telescope can get a look. You want to check out the pre-dawn sky, and you can use NASA's free online tools to find its exact position. You've got until about the spring of 2026 to catch a glimpse before this ancient visitor is gone for good.
3I Atlas has given us this incredible direct look at the leftovers from another world, a world that's far, far older than ours. It's this amazing reminder that our solar system isn't some lonely island. We're part of a huge, interconnected galaxy. And it just leaves you wondering, when the next interstellar visitor comes knocking, what amazing stories will it have to tell?